There we go. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and all of you potential Toastmasters out there, especially those who are in the shouting range of District 115. Welcome to Wake Up with Toastmasters. We are back for our first show of the new year. And with me today, I have my co-host, Phyllis Tribby, distinguished Toastmaster, past District Director. Hi, Phyllis.
Good morning, Ken, and good morning to our public out there. Remember, the reason we're live is so you can make comments. Ken will be watching his second screen to comment on your comments. And even if you're watching us during the day, tomorrow, next week, please make a comment. Someone will read that. So welcome and let us know what you think of our meeting, please.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear from you. I'm just checking our Facebook page to make sure that all is well. We've had some time off, and it's good to sort of be back live and in person with everyone. And I want to introduce our guest today. And her name is Vanessa Pochette. Did I say that correctly, Vanessa?
Yes, you did. Good morning, Ken, and good morning, Phyllis.
And you are the president of the Bays Club, Toastmasters Club in London, England. Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I want you to tell us a little bit about what got you interested in Toastmasters and how long you've been in Toastmasters.
So that was after the pandemic when I wanted to try a new activity that would stretch myself. And I've always been interested in public speaking. I've always been so much more in awe with people who were able to stand in front of an audience and being able to capture their attention. That's something I wanted to do. So yeah, right after the pandemic ended, if it ever did, I decided to look for a local Toastmasters Club, and the rest is history.
Very good. And you quickly became the club president. How did that happen so quickly?
So I joined the club that had 8 members. So it was a difficult time for this particular club during the pandemic. So yeah, I decided to join and take on the new challenge.
Very good. And I also saw now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is your club based as part of a business school at one of the colleges there? Is that correct?
Yes, a business school. So they have executive MBAs, and yeah, they particularly focus on financial, actuarial, and yeah, management.
Excellent. Very good. So you mentioned that you wanted to become more involved in public speaking. Do you have specific goals that you have set for yourself to accomplish?
I do have specific goals in mind. I would like to keep them private because it's something I'm working on. Yeah, they're still on my mind. And as we started a new year, actually, I really had time over Christmas to think about how I can reinforce and make sure that those goals are going through this year.
Wonderful. Well, I know one of the things.
We're all Toastmasters and we're all here to help. So don't be afraid to reach out to Ken or I. We'd love to help you in whatever your goals are. If it's possible, we will do it.
Okay.
Yes, that's the thing about Toastmasters. We are always here for one another. Now, I do know one of your interests is in the love of words and how to best use those words. And so you're going to be our guest speaker this Saturday at our Toastmasters Learning Institute. So talk about that a little bit. How did that interest you and what led you to develop a presentation on your love of words?
So I don't know if you can hear it, but English is not my first language. So as a student, let me go back there. As a kid, I've always been attracted to the English language. So I started watching TV shows with subtitles just to get familiar with the language. And that's something that I developed over the years, watching foreign movies, reading books in English, and then ultimately moving to Canada to reinforce my learning of the language. So it's something that I've been doing for so many years. And joining Toastmasters, I could see that all of us have particular affiliation with the language. We want to be eloquent. We want to make ourselves heard, and we will pick our words carefully to have a significant impact when we're talking. And when this opportunity came up to be part of the TLI, I thought that this would be an interesting topic to talk about how we can be creative with our words.
Well, and it sounds like you have had a marvelous experience and lived in, I know you lived in the south of France, you're now in London, you lived in Canada. It sounds like you've had a real broad experience with different languages, different cultures. How did that come about? Was it because of your work that you moved around?
Yes, work and life. Work and life.
So where have you lived elsewhere besides Canada and London and Paris? Or not Paris, I'm sorry, France, southern France?
Only these countries, yeah.
Ah, excellent, excellent. So you haven't had a chance yet to come visit the US?
Well, I traveled the US, yeah, that was for holidays.
Oh, okay, very good. Have you made it to Las Vegas yet?
I did visit Las Vegas, yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's where we are based. District 115 consists of Southern Nevada, which is primarily Las Vegas, but also we encompass a small portion of Southern Utah as part of our district. So we are relatively new. We've only been around for a few years. In fact, it was just immediately pre-COVID, we were part of District 33, which is the large district in California, the Central California, largely Central California, and it used to be Nevada, Southern Nevada. But we've grown enough that in 2019, we were all set to become our own district.
So you seceded from other clubs?
Yes, we did. We did. We succeeded from District 33. And then when we did that, COVID hit. So our very first annual conference, our very first conference, got canceled because of COVID. It ended up being online. And Phyllis was part of District 33, and she can address that too. When you were a district director, right, Phyllis? I want to get you in the conversation here.
I was a district director, but I want to go back a little bit to what Vanessa said, that she joined a club that had 8 members. We have many clubs that are low in membership. Do you have any great ideas for building membership? What are you doing to bring more members into your club?
Well, first of all, I don't think that it has to be the ultimate motive for the club, because if the main focus and if the main focus is to attract more members for the sake of attracting members, then it's not fun anymore. It's like work, and Toastmasters is different from work. I have to remind all of us that we're all volunteers. And the purpose of Toastmasters Club is to learn whilst having fun. So the key to attract members, in my opinion, is to keep having fun. And people will actually see people enjoying each other, learning, and they will want to be part of it.
I think that's very, very true. We do concentrate too much on getting new members, when if we concentrated on having the fun, we would bring in members. My home club has gained over the last couple of months at least 5 new members. And I think that's it, is that we're doing something in person and people are having fun. And you can feel the energy that's going on in the meeting. Yeah. Are your meetings in person or hybrid?
So we're doing meetings in person. Right after the pandemic, we felt as a committee that there was a need for people to reconnect with each other. Yes. So yeah, it's in person in the campus.
I would agree with you. Zoom is a wonderful thing, but I have made a commitment to myself for this year that I will attend all of my meetings in person because the energy level is so much higher and you get a feeling and you learn about these people that you are there to encourage and help them reach their goals, where you just don't get that feeling on Zoom.
It's a different feeling. I'm not dismissing online meetings. It's just two different atmospheres. And I only think that moving forward, we kind of have to master both in person and online.
I would agree with that also. It's like Zoom is here to stay.
Yeah.
And we do have these intercontinental people joining our clubs. And so we need to do it well. But I think the ones that connect the most are the ones that are in person. Sometimes you get the people that are online sticking around maybe 15 minutes or more afterwards while we're cleaning up the room and talking among ourselves. And that's always great that people stick around and do hear the conversation and enter into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with both of you on that. The Zoom is wonderful for some things. It adds another layer of complexity in terms of having to understand and deal with technology issues. But at the same time, it does open up our meetings to international guests, if you will. And I've attended some meetings at different locations around the world on Zoom, and it's just wonderful. But you're right, the in-person atmosphere is very different. And this year, the first year that Toastmasters International has said we can have hybrid contests. So have you done any competitive speaking, Vanessa? And are you guys getting ready for contest season over there?
So we are slowly getting ready, yes, for the international and evaluation contest. They're coming up in the coming up months, and yes.
Very good. Yeah, here we have, we are, of course, going to do the international as we do every year, but our second contest is going to be Humorous, the Humorous contest. Clubs will be starting actually this month in their contest, and our first area contests are coming up on Saturday, February 25th. And we are working to make sure that those contests will be hybrid. So anyone who wants to participate remotely will have that opportunity to do so. And as we were talking earlier, the challenge for me is really mastering the technology so that we get all of our participants get the maximum benefit from their participation. Now tell me about your district. How many clubs do you have in your district? Do you know, or?
So in District 91, all of the information is available on their website. So I invite all of the audience to go out there and find the information, which is something I wanted to mention that is not related to your question, but yeah, I strongly encourage, as we're starting the new year, for all of the Toastmasters who are going to watch this video, I encourage you all to seek out the information that is that's you're not aware of. We're not expected to know everything. Some of the roles are changing. Some of the roles, meeting roles or committee roles, we're not aware of, and we're not familiar of what we're supposed to do. So some of this gray area can be removed by seeking out the information. You can go on toastmasters.org or simply on Google. If you Google, if you search for that particular meeting role, you will find lots of information about how to do it. Even on YouTube, I'm sure there's been a Toastmaster member before who has been in the situation and has probably made a YouTube video explaining what you should do. So yes, just be curious about Toastmasters, be curious about roles, be curious about projects. You're not expected to know it all, but just look for the information out there. It's there. Believe me, it is there.
I think that's good advice. In fact, on this show, Phyllis and I have often dedicated time to sort of exploring, particularly with the changes, the new Toastmasters International website. And one of the things that's on there is a link to every district in the world. You can go and click, you're in District 91. We have, 126 districts, but that's never been on there before until they did this recent update. And I kind of have to search through it because they've reorganized a bit. But one of the messages we try to give to our audience is, yes, go to Toastmasters.org and be curious. Search that website, learn the new stuff. And one of the things that's on there that I really have grown fond of is called Yodely. Are you familiar with that, Vanessa? That new program they've added?
I've seen it, yes.
It is really fantastic. Once you start using it, it becomes addictive because what it does, it allows you to record yourself, to record a speech. It analyzes, it prints out a transcript, and it analyzes your usage of filler words. It gives you a count. It talks about things like your pacing. Are you talking too fast? Are you talking too slow? Your eye contact and centering in the digital space. It also does that. And it has games. It has a lot of games that you can play that are just fun to help you sort of polish your table topic skills. And throughout, it just focuses on you and having fun learning about your own presentations and how to make them better. Phyllis, did you get a chance to go play with that after our last meeting, our last presentation last year?
No, I've been telling everybody how great it is. I've mentioned it as my educational minute in both my clubs, but no, I have not tried it out. I'll be honest with you, but I don't know what we went through on our program. I thought was fascinating. That was the only word I could say, just fascinating. I think it'll be a great tool.
It really is, and it was developed by Toastmasters for Toastmasters, and it uses artificial intelligence to do a lot of those things. So it's really, really fascinating, and I would encourage you to go exploring, and all of our viewers to go exploring. It's free. It pops up usually. Right now, it's featured as in the banner of your when you sign into Toastmasters and you log in. You'll see the little banner, and then there's a secondary, you click on log into Yodely. It actually is a separate add-in. So you do have to register, but you can register using your own TI password and all of that. And then once you're in, it's very intuitive and easy. There are some videos that show you how to use it, but it's very quick to learn, and you'll just be thrilled with it once you start using it. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off track there because we were talking a little bit about contests, and I wanted to ask you, Vanessa, as I've said here, we're dedicated to do them hybrid. Will you guys be doing hybrid contests or?
Yes, we're doing hybrid as well, yeah.
Okay. So I know you do IT consulting. Does that give you a leg up on preparing a hybrid meeting?
Not really, no. No.
I thought maybe you're probably a little less intimidated than some of us might be when it comes to the technology, given your background in IT. But all of us have to learn, and I'm still looking over. Toastmasters International put out it's like a 30-page booklet. I don't know if you've seen it. On best practices for online and hybrid meetings. Have you seen that yet?
No, haven't, no.
You can download it from the TI website. In fact, I might actually have a copy here to show on, yes, I'm going to get back and share my screen for a moment. Bear with me. I was looking at this prior to our discussion, There, can you see that?
Yeah.
Everybody? Okay, this is item number 479. So it's free to download, and it's about 27 pages. It's online and hybrid speech contest best practices. As I say, it's about 27 pages, and it goes through what you should do, what you need to think about to have a successful meeting. I'll just give you a preview of the contents so you can see where it talks about the difference between hybrid and online, choosing a platform. I know most of us use Zoom, but there are plenty of other platforms you could select from if you so desire. Zoom seems to have become the leading platform. Excuse me. It talks about setting up a test. So it's a really good document. It's a very helpful guide. And as I said, it's in a PDF. You can download it for free. And I have been trying to study it to make sure that there's not much that I've forgotten, when it comes to my little checklist on, oh yes, this camera will work, this microphone will work, and this, I need it. How many laptops do I need? What other access? And I've come to the conclusion that one of the most important things, of course, is making sure you have a good, strong Wi-Fi. Yeah, because we've had some meetings at our local libraries, and their Wi-Fi is not as strong as I would like it. We've had dropped video, we've had people freezing, so it is a challenge, and I'm really thrilled that TI provided this book for us to at least get started. And of course, it's just a matter, since we spent the COVID time online, it's just a matter of getting those two, in person and online, together. But anyway, do you have any tips, Phyllis? I know both of your clubs use a hybrid format. Do you have any tips you want to share with us?
I think they ought to have a book on what equipment do you need? What does it look like? How do you set it up? How many computers do you really need? Where would you put them in the room? Because that seemed to take the longest time for us to get to. It's like, yeah, we got it now, but it took weeks and weeks of, and then even yesterday, after having the right setup, we still had an echo we couldn't get rid of. So yeah, they need to give us technical information, because even my tech gurus sometimes mess up. And, but the size of the room makes a big difference. In our smaller meeting room, we don't have any problem like that. In the big meeting room, there we have some problems. It takes longer to get set up. So maybe more technical information for us that do not have a tech guru in our show, in our meetings.
Well, I'm going to be able to help you out a little bit. So I'm going to share my screen again. And I don't know if you guys have had a chance, but let me share this with you. This is the TI website under the resources tab. Yeah, so all of you have probably, if you haven't had a chance to explore the new layout, this is part of that exploration process. Under the resources tab, you'll notice there are two sections. One is strictly on online meetings, and the one is on hybrid meetings. And if you select that, I'm going to select that here, you're going to get lots of tips. And most of these you'll find they link to the Toastmasters magazine. So they're in the magazine, and they talk about traditional meeting roles. Here you go, Phyllis, technology, building that bridge. So this talks about, there's an article, and actually there's an embedded video in there as well that talks about the technology you need to run a successful hybrid meeting. You see how easy that was? You asked, and here it is. And this is, again, going back to Vanessa's comments about being curious and exploring. This is part of that new website, because when I talk to other Toastmasters, they're frustrated with the website.
Mm.
And I try to explain to them, take a deep breath and just go play. Pretend you're a kid again and just go play on the website and explore all of the different tabs. And I know it can be a little bit overwhelming at times, but just set aside some time and without a specific goal, but just going to explore.
Mm.
And that curiosity will lead you to things, because that's how I've learned. I felt like I really wanted to learn. Where did they put this? Because my mind is still thinking of the old one. So that's the way to deal with that, is just go explore and maintain your curiosity. Well, I see that we are almost out of time. I want to give you, Vanessa, any last minute message to our audience that you'd like to present?
So hopefully there will be many of you joining me this Saturday so that I can share with you how I'm being creative with words and inspire you. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Well, what you're talking about is our TLI. You are a featured speaker. We're so glad to have you. And that's going to be this Saturday. And you can register if you need the link. Just send me an email. My email address is right there on the screen, krichardson@gmail.com. I will send you a link to register. This is our online TLI this year. We will also have an in-person that's scheduled for the 21st of January. And after Vanessa's presentation, Kay Collis will be presenting a discussion on the benefits of leadership, because that's the other thing. We're heading into recruitment time for new leaders, our division directors, area directors, program quality director. So it's an opportunity for people who are interested in moving up to district leadership. So Kay is going to talk about that. And then we'll have breakout rooms for all of our officer roles. So please join us this Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then beyond that, if you look in the newsletter, you'll see the calendar of other events. Any announcements, Phyllis, from you that you'd like to share with our group?
Well, we have enrichment night, second Saturday of the month, again at 6 o'clock. Anybody that's new to Toastmasters, we have an orientation, and we also have a welcome to Pathways. So if you need to learn something about Pathways, this is the place to get that. And then someone else that's very knowledgeable about Pathways, Dana Wall-Oakley, does a session, actually 2 sessions, on getting help with Pathways. You tell her what you want, and she answers your questions and helps you with actually looking at the path and seeing what you can do to make it work for you. And of course, the last Saturday of the month, we have game night, again, 6 o'clock. So come and see the fun. Everybody has an open Saturday night. They may not want to admit it, but they have fun. So come and join us for game night.
Well, and I think also you forgot to mention that we have a session on mentoring.
Yeah, you have a session, and I'm going to talk to you about mentoring.
Exactly. So on the second Saturday of every month, what Phyllis is talking about, our educational enrichment, it's all online. It goes from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific time. So if you need the link for that, just shoot me an email. I'll make sure you get it. It's also, you can also find it in the newsletter just went out January 1st for the new year. And there are links in there. And there's also additional information about all of the upcoming contests. I want to thank you, Vanessa, again for joining us. I did put that link in chat for you. So there's a link in the chat that will allow you to watch this video. Let me just make one last check to see if we have any questions on our Facebook page.
Well, thank you for inviting me. And yeah, this was a great opportunity to showcase the TLI. So thank you for this.
Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And we wish you well in your upcoming contest. And I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. So we'll say goodbye to everyone. Thank you for joining us. Again, if this video, it will be posted on the CGD Facebook page, and it will be there for you to view later if you so desire. Have a great day, everybody. A great week.